This podcast was recorded on Gubby Gubby land and pays respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome back to the podcast. If you're new here, oh my gosh, I just re-recorded this because I did the same thing. Because I said it backwards. Basically, if you haven't been here before, welcome. And if you have, welcome back. Today's episode, we're going to be chatting about holistic approaches to menstrual health because I feel like this is a really cool topic and it's something that I myself can help you with. But it's also just something to keep in mind, especially if you've tried different things and potentially you're ready to take a different path, ready to try something that actually works for me, because sometimes the mainstream ways just don't work, right? For specific people. Anyway, before we do that, we're going to go into a little bit of what's been going on in my world. So as we know, I'm a pregnant girly and it's been really exciting this last few, probably 2 weeks. We picked up our pram, we set up the nursery. We still have a lot of things to get for the nursery, like some wall decor. I've got to change the handles on the set of drawers that we got because I'm putting cute little handmade koalas and kangaroos on there because we're doing a Australian wildlife theme. So there's still little bits and bobs that are so totally not important, but they're important to me because I'm so excited to just be a mommy. And yeah, so that's just been what's been going on in my world. It's always baby and pregnancy focus at the moment. And also Jai and I have been, our relationship, honestly, this pregnancy has brought us closer on a level that I didn't even know was possible. When you're already really close with someone and then something happens and you're oh my gosh, I didn't know I could become closer to you. That is what this pregnancy is doing. We were literally reflecting on it 2 nights ago and we're how are we more comfortable with each other and having deeper conversations and et cetera, et cetera. How is that even possible? We thought you couldn't go deeper than this, and we have, and it's been really, really cool. And I'm just feeling so connected to him and so just grateful for everything we've been through, where we are and what's to come. And I feel really confident in us going into the postpartum period. A lot of people say it can be really hard and the partner doesn't necessarily know how to support you and things like that. And so we've kind of been taking actionable steps into ensuring Jai feels safe and comfortable stepping fully into his masculine in ways that maybe he hasn't done yet because he hasn't had to hold me so deeply, right? And we've been looking into different things that are going to support him in feeling confident in that, but also me in feeling confident and me being able to just fully surrender to his holding. And I'm sure it's going to be a wild fucking ride. I'm not saying that it's going to be perfect at all, but I'm feeling really confident in the fact that, yeah, we'll maybe feel distant, but I feel like I'm going to feel even more connected to him than ever. And I'm really looking forward to going through the birthing experience with him, having him hold that space for me and then watch him literally hold our little baby. I cried about it today. I was oh my God, the fact that I'm going to just watch him become a dad. Are you kidding me? Stop, get me a box of tissues. I'm going to cry. Anyway, that's been what's going on in my world. Just a whole bunch of pregnancy and baby stuff. But today we're going to be talking about holistic approaches to menstrual health. So holistic approaches are that I kind of want to take 2 angles here. One is more holistic therapies and holistic therapies that I enjoy. So I obviously, well, it might not be obvious, but I am a Bowen therapist. So I've been an accredited Bowen therapist for almost 5 years here on the Sunshine Coast. Bowen therapy is a holistic modality. We also have things like acupuncture, naturopathy, osteopathy. I don't know, is that how you say it? Chiropractor, things like that. And then we have ways that you can actually integrate holistic practices into your life to have that holistic approach to your menstrual health. And this ties in so much to the mindset thing. I'm always raving on about how our mindset actually impacts our menstrual cycle. And if you are wanting to dive deeper into your mindset, to strengthen your mindset, to not only support your menstrual health, but your overall life, right? And actually be held accountable, reach your wellness goals, feel like a good oh my God, feel like a hot girl this summer, definitely just go check out the virtual services tab on my website. But we're going to get into the role of holistic therapies firstly. So I'm going to speak to Bowen Therapy because I am a Bowen therapist, and I feel as though I can speak to that from a really like educated space for you. But the way that Bowen works with the body is it's bringing you back into a space of rest and digest. A lot of the time we are moving through life and we're actually doing it from like a very stressed place. So our cortisol levels are usually really high. There's a lot going on. We're not breathing properly. Like most people don't know how to breathe properly. And we're moving through life and then we're wondering why our period is painful, why our ovulation cycle is, on and off, why we have PMS, all of these things. If you are not breathing properly and you are constantly in that state of fight or flight, your body is never in a space of safety. It's in a space of survival. So Bowen Therapy works with your autonomic nervous system to bring you back into that state of rest and digest, to bring you back into that space where your body can actually begin to heal itself. And you're working with your body. And we all know how I feel about working with our body. It is very important. We love working with our body because our body is just so powerful. So when you receive Bowen, whether it's a monthly session, a 6-weekly session, a weekly session, whatever that looks like on your circumstances, of course, this comes down to various factors. But when we're working with Bowen Therapy and your body for your cycle, it's all about bringing you back into that state of balance and making that feel normal for you, right? But it's also working with your body from a muscular and skeletal lens. We are working with your organs. We're working with all of the systems in your body. It's not just your nervous system. And when we're doing this is one, taking a holistic approach, but also bringing your body back into alignment. Because sometimes if your pelvis is sitting wrong or there's also the other forms of like healthcare that I listed, such as like naturopathy, osteo, all of those things. I'm not going to go into those. Obviously, I'm studying my bachelor in health science to become a naturopath, but I'm not going to go into that like depth of it. I do feel like Bowen Therapy is just such a great supportive tool for you, and it supports like the physical body and oh my God, everything like I just listed. And now let's talk about integrating holistic practices into your life. So holism is just the act of like looking at the body as a whole. So holistic practices can look like incorporating some yoga flows into your, weekly routine. It can look like standing out on the grass and grounding. It can look like the use of like essential oils and aromatherapy. maybe just like we love a good lavender before bed, like a nice little lavender in the diffuser. That can be a way that you're actually supporting your menstrual cycle from a holistic space. Same as, looking at your like nutrition. That can be a holistic way that you, oh my God, my brain just like stopped working. That can be a holistic practice that you bring into your life, is just like looking more at your diet and just like really supporting your body in like how you're nourishing it and intuitively like eating with your body, because slay, we love intuition, we love that. Another one is breath work. Oh my gosh, we know that I love breath work, and this can look like just doing box breathing. So like breathing in for the count of 4, holding for the count of 4, and exhaling for the count of 4, holding for the count of 4, and repeating 4 times. It can look like breathing down into your pelvic floor and releasing and lengthening the pelvic floor. It can look like doing some activated breathing and like, actually bringing some energy into the body. There's so many ways that you can work with your breath. And I feel like I've just spoken about the breath quite a bit in this episode, but honestly, check in with your breath, babe, because even right now, let's just together take a deep breath. So place a hand on your womb space and place another one on your heart, and let's breathe in through the nose and let it go out of the mouth. My God, I just love breathing. That these are some holistic practices that you can bring into your everyday life. So we've got, like I said, grounding, eating more like intuitively and nutritious meals, breath work, self-massage is one as well that I didn't mention, but like that's a slay. Aromatherapy by like working with essential oils. So it could just be like, a nice little lavender before bed, like I said, or whatever it looks like. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this episode here. I hope that you are feeling inspired in some ways that you can work with your body from a holistic lens and like a holistic approach. If you're wanting to book a Bowen Therapy session and you are local to my area, I will leave my website link below and head on over and book in, doll. I would love to see you. I would love to work with you. That would be so cool. And that sounded really sarcastic, but I promise it would actually be really cool. And yeah, if you like, let me know over on Instagram, Sacred Space Tanika Lace, how this episode landed for you. I always love hearing like your thoughts. I just love it. And if you loved this episode, share her on your story, share her with your friends. We know, like, we want to share it with another girly. Yeah, I'll be back in your ears next week, and I shall chat to you then. Goodbye.